they better get better and in a hurry because you look at the NFC playoff picture. Eagles great, 9-1. Saints, Vikings, Rams all feeling good. Even the Panthers, Falcons back in. Oh, there's Dallas all the way at number 10. Number 10.
Yeah, it's hard.
Is it over for them playoff wise?
Yeah. I think it's over.
Really?
We could all talk about Zeke not being there, but they have more problems than Zeke. I mean, when you look at the Chargers and how they attacked them, that secondary, it's all about game planning. They knew that they can go out and make plays and throwing the football down the field. Wisenhunt is one of those guys. He loves the shotgun. He loves the quarterback making adjustments, and he will expose a secondary if he has the edge, and he did that today. That had nothing to do with the running game. And I know there's time of possession and controlling the clock and all those different things, and you have to play a certain way. But as I mentioned, when you play certain quarterbacks like a Phillip Rivers, and he's hot, he's on fire, and he can throw the ball down the field, that takes the running game out of it because he puts up points, and now the running game is eliminated, and you have to throw the ball.
And you got to keep the great offenses out the field, and they did that with Zeke. You know, when you have the play action, it draws the linebackers up. Now you have a little bit more time to throw the ball to get it down to Dez and, the tight end, Jason Witten, Terrence Williams. That formula's gone now. I mean, and then you talk about blocking. Tyrod was in there. He can't block two people at one time. The right guard was gone, so they weren't blocking any other pressure guys with Bosa and Ingram. So they got to clean that up, and they don't give up big plays. They don't give up those big plays on defense. They gave up a lot of them this week.
All right, it sounds like it's all falling apart in Dallas, and we get that with a 3-game losing streak. Next Thursday, right here on the network, they host Washington, sub 500.
A tough team, still a tough team.
I get it,
but
they're still a losing team.
Giants.
Then they're at the Giants, 2-8.
Division game.
At the Raiders, losing team.
Right.
Then they get Zeke back for Week 16 against the Seahawks, and then they finish at Philly. Who knows? Philly might not play anybody. They might be resting guys. They might have the number 1 seed all locked up. You never know. What I'm saying is, does this team have the capability of ripping off 5 in a row?
I don't think so. I just don't think so. We can look at these teams that they're facing and say, oh, they have a losing record or they're not winning football games, but these are still teams that are competing at a high level. They're really good teams, and some of them think they mathematically have a chance to get in the playoffs. So they're not going to lay down because they're playing the Cowboys. And as I mentioned, it's not just about them not running the ball without Zeke. There are other issues with this team when you watch them. It's the O-line, not just Tyron Smith. Okay, it's the O-line.
Which is shocking.
It is shocking. But it's Tyron, and it's the secondary. And the defense didn't get to Phillip. He was untouched today. They didn't punt at all today. So when you go down the line, there are a lot of different issues with the Cowboys outside of them just not having Zeke.
I think with the issues in general, I feel like they still can make the playoffs. If you sit back and think about it. You got, some teams on here that they can't beat. They're going to be all hard games like we said. But then the thing is, if you get Zeke back in, if you still have some type of mojo in you these last 2 games,
it's a log jam in the NFC for the playoffs.
It's hard.
It's a log jam.
It's hard.
I know, but weird things happen. You never knew. You never know. Atlanta could lose to Tampa, and then they're 6-5, and then all of a sudden Dallas is just a game back.
But you got to win out.
That division can send 3 teams. You got Atlanta, you got Carolina, and then you got the Saints.
I'm with you. It's just weird. We see it in college football all the time.
You do.
So we could definitely see it in the NFL over the last 5 weeks. There's no question about it.